Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
Hello everybody and welcome along. It's your Friday Night Paranormal Fiction Alive. It's The Other Dimension. I'm your host, Damon Penny, and I'm joined by my co-host, the Paranormal Power couple, the Ed and Lorraine of The Other Dimension, the Yvette and Carl of The Other Dimension.
Oh no, that's just wrong.
We're not live on Facebook, Damon.
We should be.
We're not.
Well, that's Kate comment. She's on Facebook. On YouTube.
That's on YouTube. Oh, Natasha come up. Hang on. Is it just on the Ghost Live?
Might be just on the Ghost Live.
Big shout out to Bonnie. I think Lou's lying to make friends. I think we're live on Facebook. Let us know if we're live.
Yeah, because it's not coming up on The Other Dimension. I keep refreshing to share it to the group, but it's not coming up on the page.
Oh, let me have a look. Hold on. Settings.
Technical difficulties, guys. Technical difficulties.
It's Ben's fault.
Not I.
Can't even check it. Just let us know if you can hear us out there, guys.
Oh my gosh, my stuff.
Can't blame me because I'm still banned for another 4 hours.
That's probably why we're not going live on Facebook.
Well, it must be because we've got Facebook people on. What page are they on?
The Facebook one, Lou.
Yeah, which one, Damon?
That ruined my intro. What the hell?
Guys, where are you all watching us from? Are you watching from the Other Dimension page or the Other Dimension?
Because it's not coming up on the page at all.
Oh,
We're having technical difficulties and we don't know how.
Is it on the Demonologist? It won't be on the group.
I have no idea. Hello, people. Hope all is well on the first moon of the year. Hold on. I've got an insider that's might be.
Yeah, you're live on Demonologist instead of The Other Dimension.
Oh, what? Right. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. Let me see if I can fix it.
I'm sharing it. I've got 13 puppies on me at the same time.
One puppy.
2 minutes, guys. Come out and we're going to start again.
Are you? Because I'm just about to share it.
No, it's all right.
I'm doing it. I'm sharing it, Damon.
Right.
You're on the Demonologist. Why have you gone live on the Demonologist?
I didn't set it up. You guys did.
Might have been me. I don't know. No, I'm still banned from Facebook for another 4 hours, so.
Just share it over to the page. It's fine. People will join in.
Apparently, when you're arguing with someone who's racist, you get banned by making a valid point.
Yeah, I can see where that's coming from. Should we start again? Hold on. Start again. 1 second. Hello, everybody, and welcome along to The Other Dimension. Fix.
It's always good.
If you are watching us live on Facebook, welcome along. Welcome all our YouTubers. Welcome to all our regulars. It's a new year. It's a new start. It's a new us, and we mashed it up already. So,
New dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. Sorry.
I was getting into that. The voice of an angel.
What? One falling.
Tonight, we are talking about. Actually, I don't even know what we're talking about tonight. We're going to leave it down to you guys if you've got any questions. But I tell you what, I did want to pose a question, a very deep question. It's a question that I've been deep in thought about.
Yes, you are gay.
Yeah.
We got banned again.
The question on what flavor cheese are. No, I was joking. The question I've been asking myself, and I want to get the guys on Facebook, the guys on YouTube, all the guys listening. I want to know, when you finally found out this exists, right, in your like little bubble, because we're classed as weirdos if we think ghosts exist. So all you weirdos out there that join me in being a complete weirdo, when you found out ghosts exist, did it change your whole analogy in life? Did you sort of like change the way you thought about it? Now you know there's life after death.
That's quite a good question to me. It's quite deep in the.
Yeah.
I'm going to bash myself now and try and say it's philosophical for you.
Yeah.
They're wrong. Boom. Instead of big word, I got a big word right. Yeah.
Someone had their Weetabix this morning.
Yeah, shiny star.
A big shout out to Emma Conte. It's her birthday this weekend. I'm actually going to a birthday dinner. It's gonna be. I'm meeting people I don't even know exist, so this is going to be fun.
You'll be fine, man. You'll be fine.
It is your sister. I'm petrified, but there you go. And I think Natalie's going as well. So be petrified. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Could be worse. We could be there as well.
I know. Everyone's like, I love the way you mentioned the word weirdo. Everyone in the chat's like, oh, I love being a weirdo. Yeah, it's always good to be strange. It's like, oh, I feel at home now.
Well, to steal a phrase from a film, in an insane world, the sane man must appear insane.
Oh, what's that?
Where the hell? What has he been doing? Has he been reading philosophy in his break at work?
No, that saying actually came from the psychopath in Alien 3.
All right. Well, if you want to talk about film quotes that relate to this show, that relate to the show, all you got to do is you either take the blue pill and wake up in your bed, or you take the red pill, and I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Oh, it is Friday night, isn't it?
And you've had fortune.
Can't spray the dog.
Right, let's do our shouts out. Big shouts out to Kate, out to Annette, out to Emma, shouts out to Bonnie, big shouts out to Jessica Frank Miller, out to Natasha McGuigan, out to everyone locked in. If you want to shout out your name up in the chat, if there's any questions you want to ask us tonight, AMA, ask, or AUA for us, really, because it's ask us anything, not ask me anything, but ask us anything tonight. You pick the subject, you pick what we talk about. It's all down to you guys. Big shouts out to Tainted Youth 13 saying what? Big shouts out to you.
I'll tell you what, let's get the ball rolling as well, because I'll give you a sneaky peek of what Sunday show's about. Might get everyone running a bit. So I am going to be covering a subject that I absolutely love, and I mean love. It's not Jesus, dog.
Just work through it. Just work through it.
So Sunday's show is going to be about a subject that I absolutely love and have been trying to research for years, and that is human combustion.
Oh, is that when they spontaneously blow up?
That's when people, spontaneously set on fire, like literally set on fire for no cause. Scientists have still never worked it out, and it's not a conspiracy or a myth or anything. It's an actual bang to a T event that happens, but no one has ever worked out why.
There was a really old story of a woman they found that spontaneously combusted in a chair. Yeah. Remember that one?
The oldest one I have found and heard, and I think it was on your law thing as well, where you was listening to the other day. Of a woman, I think it was in the 1700s, where she belched a flame before she set on fire.
Oh, wow, okay.
So after they've been drinking that really strong wine.
After they've been drinking really strong wine, yeah.
Wine.
No, wine, yeah.
Wine.
Wine. That's some wine.
Yeah, and that. So I can see the comments.
Yeah.
You're not got glasses on.
No, I haven't got my glasses. Tainted Youth left. Why?
Living. Like form of levitation.
Yeah, if you're gonna leave, at least spell leave properly. So look, we know what I'm like with trolls. If people want to come on and go, oh, what the hell is this? Yeah, if you want to.
Jim said on the side.
Yeah, if you want to make a scene, at least get your spelling right.
There's a lot of comments about your spontaneously combusting people.
Yeah, but it's one of these things that has fascinated me. I'm looking through loads of people looking into human combustion itself. Yeah, and that's saying they say it's the fat burning in your body. They reckon that's what one of the main catalysts, but they still don't know what sparks it. And this is what gets me. I guess surely it has to have something to do with electrical currents that build up. See, these are the theories that even I've looked into.
If you think about it, right, didn't they say that the body's 80% water, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, and we have our own electrical current that runs through our body.
Yeah.
So what happens when you put a toaster in a bath?
Yeah, but then we should just electrocute. We shouldn't set on fire.
But most you can have electrical fires.
Right. To get a bit more to get barbaric, shall we say? When you are cremated, your human remains are put inside of a box and you're cremated. It takes more than 3 hours for the human body to set on fire and degrade into dust. Now, human combustion happens within milliseconds. The body burns up in milliseconds.
Right.
This is what I'm going to drag a load of research up tomorrow on the subject. So we're going to go into a massive talk on Sunday. Damon, you want to come in on it? You can do this. It's going to be a massive subject, and we're going to see if we can actually come up with an idea.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Emma's just put up. It takes longer for a skinny body to burn than the bigger body.
Yep.
Right,
and just to verify that, my sister is a student nurse. I think you got, if I got it wrong, but she actually knows. Yeah.
Care for people, not burn them.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. If she's burning people while she's working,
she's not going to get very bad.
Healthcare assistant, there you are. She's a healthcare assistant. So instead of
not burning them.
Well, she holds the petrol, and then someone else comes along and lights it.
This is why I don't go to hospitals, because training healthcare assistants know how fast the body burns, and it scares the life out of you.
Yeah, it's one of them things.
It is a strange but true thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
But the human body, when cremated, fluid has already left the body. Yeah, they've already drained the body of fluid, so it still takes over 3 hours in an industrial furnace.
I'd just like to welcome everybody tonight to the show on Necromancy.
I worked in the morgue for work experience. Yep.
I worked in a morgue. Well, I didn't work in a morgue. I worked in a prison morgue, and I tell you what, right? Just to throw it out there, dead bodies make the strangest noises. And when you're on your own of a night time, looking after a morgue, and you can hear sighs and farts, it scares the absolute crap out of you. I'm not going to lie.
Make most haunted more funny, wouldn't it? What's that?
Was that you? No. Oh my God! It's World War Z all over again. Oh my God! Joe, whenever anyone mentions the word Undertaker, the only thing that pops in my mind is the WWE wrestler.
Yeah. No. Maybe. There's often a heat source nearby. Yeah, but sometimes it has. Like, some cases there hasn't been. This is what is the mass thing about like human combustion. There's reports of people like all over the world.
The one that the heat didn't go like far away from the body either.
No,
because there's the report of one of them, and they had like a box of matches next to him, like on like the table next to him, less than a foot away, and that didn't burn, didn't set on fire or anything. The heat was really just contained to the body, except for the feet as well, because the feet got left.
Yeah, that is the weird thing about the cases. Throughout history, the feet have always remained.
That's weird.
No, all the body parts, all the body's gone, even the head, everything. has gone, bar the feet.
The only thing that I can think of that has some form of explanation to what is happening is we do know the sun has solar storms that emit neutrinos that are invisible. So could it be that these neutrinos are something inside the body? Maybe.
Or if you think people get struck by lightning.
Yeah.
One of the most famous cases I love with people that get struck by lightning is a bloke in life. He got struck by lightning 3 times and survived all 3. And then when he died and was buried, his gravestone was struck by a lightning bolt as well.
Wasn't he the guy that got struck by lightning 3 times and then got hit by a bus or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Then died, then buried, then his headstone got struck again by a lightning strike. But people that have been struck by lightning strikes, and you have to remember the amount of energy that's in a lightning bolt to strike. Right, you're talking in millions of voltages and amps and everything. Why don't they set on fire? Surely they could self-combust.
Just to throw this out there, right? I don't know where Kate went to school, right? But that is an awesome school. She says, isn't there supposed to be a smell of burning before that happens, like human flesh burning? I remember this from high school. What school did you go to?
Jesus.
Did
they have like brown capes on and just kept repeating Latin?
Yeah. And like
smacking themselves in the head.
Walking in the plate masks. I mean, like, imagine like you go into class today. Most of my classes when I was growing up was like, right, we're going to learn about Christianity today. We're going to learn about Buddhism today. You sit down in class like, right, guys, let's talk about human combustion. What?
I think it's fascinating. It's one of them subjects that's never been teed off.
My theory, I think it's got something to do with the blood flow through the body. The fact that you said that the feet and the hands normally remain, those are the parts of the body that receive the least amount of blood. So I'm guessing
he's literally just the feet. Even the hands burn.
So it's got to be something to do with the blood flow, because the feet receives the least amount of blood in your body.
Yeah. Or blood boils off at like 100 degrees. 100 degrees. 100 degrees.
100 degrees, man.
Yeah. So it's
footstep.
So it's one. Like I say, it's one of these mysteries. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an idea, but it's never been solved.
Yeah. Life is full of mysteries. Like when you actually start looking into it, you get into that thing like spontaneous combustion. Then you move into time traveling. You got the whole, the big thing at the moment is the missing 414.
Yeah, that's come back now.
Like these national parks, and you got like Bigfoot theorists saying that he's abducting them because he's an attention and so on and so forth. I mean, sometimes it's good just to go through life going, I don't know why people spontaneously set on fire. It just is what it is. I just hope they.
I just love for someone to go, here's the answer, this is why it happens, but no one has come up with the answer yet.
Yeah, but can you imagine if the answer is something like we always talk about, like humans don't take the simple answer. Yeah, imagine if it was something as simple as, I don't know, the soap that they're using in the bath is just reacting with the steam, making a burst into flames. I don't know.
I know one of the old theories was that if you have these people that self-combust were holding in their own farts, one theory, and that the build-up of gas inside the body was sparked by the electrical impulse that you get from your heart, and that was causing them to set on fire.
Oh mate, that's a really cool theory, because next time when you just let one rip, you'll be like, everyone's like, oh my god, that's disgusting. No, I'm saving my own life. Leave me to it.
all the medication people take on what are in the drug. Yeah, but this has been going on for centuries. It's not a modern thing. It's been going on for centuries.
We had a teacher who was really into this stuff, and he said you hum in and then you smell your own flesh burning for combustion, scared the crap. Humming That's a bit weird.
Yeah, I've heard that theory of humming. Like it's supposed to be your body about to knock out frequency, so your heart rate increases your body temperature, and then your body sets on fire due to the increase in temperature.
Talking of humming, that's the same sort of sound that the particle accelerator makes before as it's charging up, ready to shoot the particles at each other.
Yeah.
So maybe that could sort of pose towards a theory.
Same as a nuclear reactor. If you've ever seen there was a video on YouTube, don't you? It still is. Or there's a video of a nuclear reactor starting up, and that hums and then shines bright blue.
This is what I mean. There are sort of ways in. When I posted up, I don't know if anyone ever remembers when we posted up the sky trumpets phenomena, and it completely stumped all of us. And then we was like throwing all these theories in, and then we got to the point where we actually knew what it was that caused it. What is he doing?
He's doing stuff because the dog keeps taking his things. First of all, the dog tried taking his hat. Then it was his toothbrush. So he's just putting them in a safe place.
Why is your toothbrush in the front room?
Because my bags. I've just unpacked my bag from coming back from the week.
So instead of unpacking upstairs, you'll unpack it in the living room.
That makes sense. That's the man way to do things.
Yeah.
Then we only have to make like 9 trips upstairs with all our stuff. Instead of one basic trip with it all in the bag. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Pretty much. Makes it easy and simple.
But right, what's that one? Perhaps the amount of metals in medication, and God knows what could have ever rolled in it. Like there are metals that spontaneously combust in water, isn't there? Like
potassium nitrate.
Yeah, and
or in Lou's case, nitrate glycerine that he was making underneath the sink.
Yeah,
That was an accident.
I mean, doesn't stuff like and potassium and that and sodium chloride, they all sort of have weird reactions in.
Yeah. Well, again, the problem is with that is because it is a theory. Doesn't explain why it's been happening for thousands of years.
No, it doesn't, because I mean, modern medicine is only. I mean, when was modern medicine actually created? Because 9 times out of 10, I think morphine was used during the Second World War, wasn't it, for the first time?
You're looking mainly towards 10,000. 1000 sort of AD time, around when the first Crusades came in. But before that, you still had herbal medicine and all that sort of stuff. But that sort of Baghdad was the pinnacle of medical history at that point in time. So it all depends on where you're looking, really, on the medical ground.
It's a crazy conversation because there is no explanation for it.
No. But this is what I want to do Sunday. I'm going to gather all the information I can. I want us to see if we can somehow come up with the idea of this might be what it is.
All right. We'll leave that conversation there then for Sunday. I don't want to spoil Sunday's show. Was it Modern Medicine is after the antibiotics by Andrew Fleming?
Yeah. That was because he left a petri dish, didn't he? Didn't wash the petri dish. He left it over the weekend, then came back to it and accidentally discovered penicillin.
Talking of inventions,
I'm fully useless.
Well, talking of inventions, I found out the other day when Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. When he first turned, Joey had 2 missed calls from Chuck Norris.
I know there is when you're on that subject, there is. I don't know how true it is. I don't know if it's an urban legend or whether it's a myth. But there is. Well, was this thing floating around in cultology when I was studying at uni about that when he had the first phone call between him and I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
That there was someone else on the line.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard theories. I've heard that it was Freemasonic he was talking to. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But
There's a little legend around that that supposedly he ended up speaking to someone else, yet he had the only phone working.
well, I tell you what though, in all honesty, it's one of them things. Unless she was there, you would know. But I did get asked the strangest question I've ever been asked today. Now we've been doing this show for a long time. We've had some strange questions. But I was asked at work today. Strangest question of all time, right? And it went like this: we was having a conversation about haunting, about spirits, and I got asked if a spirit passes away and they're naked, would they be naked in the afterlife? Right? Because technically, clothes hold none of their own energy, and they shouldn't be going into the afterlife. I was trying to explain to him it's a self-projection. The image that you see of the spirit, self-projections of themselves. And then I got asked that the guys replied to this well, what if their self-projection is nudist? Would they not be naked? And I was like, you have a very weird obsession with naked ghosts. I think you need to see somebody.
Or has he seen someone?
A spectral image at the end of his bed pulling off a helicopter would be hilarious.
Morning.
Yeah. Woohoo! Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Oh my god.
Why? Why would you even say that?
No, I want to die naked. Oh dear.
Matt saying, is that a challenge for someone to be a guinea pig for me?
But I'll tell you something, Ben's got a bit, he's got a huge future ahead of him, because I've got a feeling between Ben and Lou, they're going to make an accident in the kitchen or something, and they're going to discover this new type of explosive or something, and they're going to become famous from that. I'll tell you.
No, right. I'm going to let the story out. So when I first moved in, Lou had got this tube underneath the sink.
Well, these
Thought nothing of it. And then it came to bonfire night, and I said, "Oh, we should get some sparklers." Got some sparklers under the sink. Now, anyone that knows dynamite or gunpowder, if you leave it for long enough, it becomes sort of unstable and it becomes this thing called nitroglycerin, which is highly unstable. If you even poke, it has been known to go off.
Mm-hmm.
She's got this gunpowder underneath the sink. How long have you had them sparklers?
Oh, it was a couple of years.
Couple of years. To which I was thinking, I'm going to have to ring my mate here and get down for bomb disposal. But no, it gets better than that.
Embarrassed me.
Yeah, first bonfire I decided to have at the house. Well, do we happen to have any white spirits or anything? I've got a can of fuel in the garage. Goes in the shed, brings the fuel out. Yeah, quite full. Was it on the fire? Throws a match on it. Nothing. How long have you had the fuel for?
5 years.
5 years. just in case you needed it to fill the car up. She's been carrying a jerry can for 5 years.
I've been given it when I had the car that had a dodgy filling system.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know fuel or anything like that,
eating your shoes, by the way.
Fuel only lasts for 6 months.
Probably like eating your shoes.
Then it becomes water.
That's just crazy.
Looking them.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Wild Bill, out to Charles Rudd. Welcome along, guys. It's a bit of a mad one tonight. We've covered human combustion, naked spirits, and how to make nitroglycerin so far. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good night.
Yeah, I don't know about these things. Hence why they happen.
I know.
It's like you trying to make an omelette.
Yeah, I admit now I've only just discovered how to make an omelette.
He's a clever boy.
Vonnie's asked Wild Bill about human combustion.
Yeah, well, Bill's got to have one hell of a good idea on it.
Yeah, well, we've got half an hour of the show left, so I don't think Bill will be able to explain it in that amount of time. Oh dear. Did the omelette explode? That's Matt's thing.
No, the omelette didn't explode, but I've screwed up on cooking other ways before.
Well, no, what happened was when Ben cooked the omelette, he decided, and we call it an omelette down here, not an omelette. An omelette, right? When Ben cooked the omelette, he actually worked out every frequency that was being made while he was cooking it, and even the frequencies of the vegetables as well. Find out what vibration they're on.
Yeah, I just got confused, especially with the fact that for those of you who've ever met me, and Matt, Lou, Jess, everyone that knows me will know this. If you give my hand something, if you pass me something, my hand will instantly lock onto it.
Right.
So you imagine the most delicate thing in your hand and open an egg with your hand. Every time I did it, I crushed it.
You're like that guy on the TikTok, the guy cooking with Tourette's. He does that. He can't hold an egg. He has to throw on the ceiling.
There you are.
Ben's idea of camp food was a packet of biscuits before he met Lou.
Yeah. I used to sit around the camp eating biscuits.
I suppose I'm quite lucky like that. I mean, I know how to cook. I don't like cooking, but I know how to cook.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Last time I cooked, I gave you food poisoning.
No, you cooked for me since then. I think you did steak for me. You can't go wrong with steak.
Kate said, slightly off topic, I have a mirror problem. Why am I not surprised?
Wash it. Clean it first. Honestly. Clean it first, then see if anything happens.
We'll post Ben over to you.
I'm not a postal service now. Just put me in a box.
Yeah.
Little air hole.
Just on his way. Ems has stopped you right in. Look, she said he's brilliant at ham sandwiches. Perfect amount of butter. Perfect butter to ham ratio between the bread. Perfect butter to ham ratio.
Yeah.
All right. I've got a question to post to everybody. And it's a question that's been bothering me for a little while. We all know, obviously, Derek Cora passed away. And it's just, as much as, no one really... He was most haunted, and it's like, it is what it is. I mean, you have to take your hats off to the bloke. I want to know, in all honesty, guys' opinions in the chat, do you think there could be a medium that specializes in talking with animal spirits?
Not unless Dr. Dolittle dies.
I mean, right, think about it this way. I knew you was going to say it like that, because everyone normally goes, how can you talk to animals because they don't speak our language and so on and so forth. But if you think about it, right, a spirit is something that's acting on a higher plane, a plane that's above what we know and what we can acknowledge. So if it's acting within a higher plane or a higher reality or a higher dimension, can it not contact through psychokinesis?
Yeah. There's the old theory though, isn't there? The Babylonian theory. Babylonian Tower, that we all spoke one language, be it human, animal, higher being, anything. I don't know.
It's something that's always sort of posed a question for me, because, for instance, right, you'll have mediums that go out and they'll go on investigation and they come across spirits that are not able to speak English, for instance, or a language that they can speak fluently, but yet they're still able to communicate. So are we communicating with spirits on a psychokinesis level, where we're able to, like, almost as if, like, when we talk about these alien films where they communicate via their minds, they can put thoughts into your mind. Yeah. Times out of 10, most mediums communicate via pictures or riddles or ways in which they're shown objects and stuff like that. So technically speaking, if you take that theory and run with that theory, you can communicate with animals on the other side, because loads of people are slating Derek Acorah because he's done that whole animal medium. But when you actually get deep into it and think about it, it is physically possible to look at it in a sense of psychokinesis and telekinesis as well. Yeah,
well, you look at it really. You like the dogs, for example. They completely ignore me, but they do listen to Lou every now and then.
Yeah, but that's not through psychokinesis. That's just through fear.
No, that's just fake. No.
There is a woman, and I remember Jacqueline speaking to her on one of her shows, and it's a woman that she communicates with animals and animal spirits, alive and dead.
You've basically
That's different.
You've basically just called Jeanette out on the show saying that she's a bit of a nutter.
What?
Yeah. Everyone calls Derek Okora a nutter because he communicates with animals, and you just said Jeanette could do the same thing. So
I didn't say Jeanette. I said someone who was on Jacqueline's show.
Jacqueline.
I didn't say Jacqueline can. I said someone who was on her show, who she interviewed like a couple of years ago. She can communicate with animals, like tell what they're saying, pass messages on to the owners.
We're definitely going to get stuck for the rest of the year because this whole north-south divide, I really find it hard and struggle to understand you guys. I'm not going to lie.
Don't just come over to me, fart and run off.
He's a little stink machine.
Yeah, well, you got two of them now, so. Natasha put a good point up. Natasha says, if you think of the connections we have with animals that are living, I just have to think of my cat, and he appears by my side.
Yeah.
But that's a thought process that's enticing the energy to come towards you. I'm talking about actual communication, actually, like, you know, talking to animal spirits. And I think someone mentioned before in the chat room, you talk about the ancient, the Apache Indians that have their spirit animal guides, don't they? They have like spirit animals. I mean, that could work.
Right. No.
Vonnie's saying, I have seen the energy of my two dogs that have passed. If we can feel and sense them, surely it would be possible to communicate with them too. I agree.
Yeah, you can communicate to. There has been known cases of communication between animal spirits and people. But it's not how we think. Languages, the human language that we use for talking, that's what it is. It's human language.
Yeah.
Trees are known to communicate with each other through an electrical pathway. Ants communicate. It's
exactly my point. It's a higher dimension. It's a higher form of communication. It's communication on a completely separate frequency, so it can happen. Kate said the important question, and it is a very important question. What biscuits were you eating, Ben? That's when we decide if you pass the campfire test.
I think I had a variety. It's either chocolate bourbons or it's chocolate biscuits.
Chocolate bourbons. Oh, I love chocolate bourbons.
Or cooked biscuits.
There's loads of stuff coming up now, man. The chat room's going. Big shouts out to Ayakara. Welcome along. Charles Wright. This is another subject we have to cover. By the way. We have to cover this because it's something that's always interested me. It's always piqued my interest. When I had my near-death experience, no one physically spoke, and I was not because I was not breathing. Oh, so you did speak, but everyone else wasn't speaking. Okay, yeah. I mean, NDEs are a complete separate sort of phenomenon in itself. It does go through of combustion because NDEs, I mean, you have butterfly effect coming back to life. You know, is that going to affect their future path and stuff? We've definitely got to do a show on experiences, 100%.
Yeah, we are.
The dog is going crazy.
They just turn up. Just put them in a cage. They're very tired. They're not settling. They're just fighting and playing with each other. Oops.
Right.
Fine. It's all fine.
We've got to get through some of these comments. So Annette's saying, I have a few pictures of spirit dog I caught in the mirror. It's definitely not a dog I have ever owned. I've seen a lot of like pictures of spirit animals and stuff like that. It's quite cool. Cherokee also has animal spirit guides. Ayakara, energy and communication of intention is universal. I agree with that one. If everything here in physical is sound vibrating, what does that make consciousness? Is that also a sound or vibration, or is it another phenomenon altogether? Now we are going deep, like seriously deep, big time. I mean, the way you've got to look at it, I don't know if Ben and Lou are frozen because they're not actually moving. And
No.
I mean, when you look at it, right, we as humans judge things on a physical plane. You know, sound is physical because you can hear it. Light is physical because you can see it. Everything is judged on something almost as if you were an agnostic. Seeing is believing.
Yeah.
But when you take into effect the fact of the stuff that we do as occultists and demonologists, and the stuff that people do when they go out investigating, or people that investigate alien life forms or Bigfoot, you're talking about a different level of consciousness. You know, I mean, most spirits approach from behind because they approach from the subconscious part of the brain, because it's the brain that we don't physically use to think. So when you're talking about consciousness in itself, I believe that it's nothing. It's not physical at all. It's completely something that's subconscious, that we're able to dabble into these energies subconsciously without even concentrating. Because when we concentrate, our mind almost becomes agnostic by default.
Yeah, science has never been able to, and I'm not saying that it won't do one day, but science has never been able to give you an explanation for why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
There's no explanation as to why you have a soul in a sense.
Yeah.
What makes you all different?
There's no explanation to uniqueness. There's no explanation to preference. The fact that I like certain things and other people might not. You know, why I decided to paint my wall green and no one else likes it. There's no explanation on things like why we dream and why we have such different dreams, but yet similarities in our dreams as well. The only thing that they told us about dreams is a chemical reaction in the brain. Well, so is sadness, so is anger, so are emotions in themselves. You know, this is when we talk about these unmanned flying drones and these unmanned planes. The reason why they will never get rid of manned planes and manned military equipment is because we have human judgment. We're able to empathy, and these are all things that have never been explained, and they're on a completely different level of consciousness when you look at them.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Empathy, for example, is a prime example. It's something that can't be programmed into a computer.
Didn't we talk about the fact that they were programming a computer and it decided to, I can't remember what he said he was doing, because we were talking about AI, do you remember?
Yeah.
And it just created its own language.
Yeah, there was 2 AI systems that ended up creating their own language to talk to themselves so that humans couldn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, I mean,
and they ended up switching them off in the end because they managed to decode it slightly, only a little bit, and they were on about wiping out the human race, the good of the human race. So they unplugged them both.
Was one of them called Skynet by any chance?
No, one of them is DeepMind Google.
Oh yeah. Deep Mind.
But then when it comes to AI stuff, it's quite funny because then you had the AI robot that I think it was Tesla built that ended up going and committing suicide because it couldn't handle itself anymore once it sort of was given some knowledge of human life. It went and threw itself into a pond.
Brilliant just to be here.
Then there was the AI Tesla, you know, the driving car system.
Yeah.
That ran over an AI robot that was walking down the road because it thought it was more superior, so it ran the robot over. These general stories, you can actually go see them. Like, if anyone ever wants to keep track of AI systems, go and look up Google AI stories, and some of them are remarkable.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are. I mean, Ayakara just read up, and empathy and care is not logical or efficient to an AI driven by logic.
Yeah.
And that's the main point when you talk about emotions and the way that the brain works, the way we work as humans. The reason why they can't work out where we come from or how we were created, and we've got so many different creation stories, is because our bodies are illogical.
Yeah.
They don't run on any sort of power source. It is a completely illogical meat skin that we live in, because, you know what I mean? It is just crazy.
It's like, I think the best one I ever saw about the human body is that it's actually really a terrible design, because for like 18 hours work, you have to charge for 8 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm not being funny. The first Motorola Flare phone that ever come out, you used to charge it for like 48 hours. You used to get 2 hours of battery life. So I think we're a bit better than the original phones.
It's like we designed. This is slowly going into like the alien, like ancient alien theory. But the human body is not designed for this planet.
Yeah.
That's one of the weird things. We're not designed for a planet. Like, we step outside, we get sunburned.
Yeah.
It's,
it's just crazy. You've only got to look at the creation story in itself, right? I mean, every creation story, if you look at it, even the scientific ones, the Big Bang Theory, the theory that God created the Earth in 7 days, and any sort of creation theory, we always come from that higher power or something that's of a higher state. For instance, if you look at the Big Bang Theory, we were created when two things collided and it only ever happened once. Or the theory that God created us in his image. It's always a story that we come from something that is of a higher power, or create something that from a higher power.
So there's a lot of people that believe that, which is probably one of the best theories. And I have to admit, one of the best theories still going is the Sumerian theory.
I mean, Cody's just hit on something really cool. And you spoke about this. You spoke about the secret within the DNA coding.
Yeah.
He said DNA holds, ironically, the same amount of data as the age of the universe.
Yeah.
Now, anybody who watches the show over and over again, everyone that joins us in every week, will understand that me and Ben have this theory that the theory of the Anunnaki making us into who we are today, to be able to transform, to be able to evolve. The clue to this theory sits within our DNA.
Yeah.
And that couples with what Cody said, the fact that our DNA holds the amount of data of the age of the universe, which makes perfect sense.
We still haven't fully decoded human DNA. And what we consider as junk DNA, that's bits that are left over, aren't necessarily junk DNA. It's stuff that we haven't decoded.
The
human genome has not been fully decoded. We've only really decoded probably about 10 genomes of different animal species. Now, you take into account how many different animal species there are on this planet, how many fish there are, how many actual human beings they are from different corners of the world are all going to have different genomes.
Yep. It's incredible. I mean, Bonnie, running on your question on that, she said a big question. How come humans and animals are so different yet on the same planet? Humans have all these illnesses, yet animals do not. There is far more to it than us being human. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been theories written over time, the reason why humans and animals inhabit the same planet and we get different diseases and that. It's all to do with genetic makeups, DNA strands, the
lifestyles.
Yeah.
The food chain theory, the fact that animals were there, they're only here so that we can sustain life by eating them. Theories have been going on for ages. I mean, that's a question that I don't even have an answer for. Like, tonight's conversation has gone very deep. I'm gonna have to sit in a dark room for about an hour afterwards.
I'm just laughing at the noise in the background then, Damon.
Oh, they're all downstairs having a great time. I should have shut my door.
Damn it.
I can't be bothered. I cannot be asked. Charles says we only use 10% of our brains. That's true. And I think of that 10%, 6%, I don't know, is it 4% is what controls what we do on a daily basis? The other 6% is what we think.
Yeah, your subconscious. Subconsciously your body that keeps you. I'm going to say this to everyone, and this is another one of these freaky things that Damon loves me doing every so often.
Ben's Freaky Corner
I think I've done it before. We've shown you how subconscious works. Right now, I want you to just focus on your breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And try not to focus on your breathing.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Once you make someone conscious of something,
yeah,
it's impossible to become unconscious. I read this. and I remember reading it. There was a really famous professor called Dejan Rivik. He was a Ukrainian professor, and he spoke about the fact of that you can train your subconscious to be conscious of the conscious things around you.
Yeah. You can train your mind to break off and on the subconscious when it needs to.
Mm.
And when you can do that, you'll be surprised what you can achieve.
I mean, if you think about it, mediumship in itself is training subconscious to think.
Yeah. Training your subconscious to be overridden by your conscious mind so that you don't question what you see.
Yeah, exactly. So you're basically training your subconscious to think, to read different frequencies that we're not able to program with our conscious because of the pollution.
Hey,
Oh, I tell you what, I agree with you on that one, Kate. I tell you who does use 2% of their brain on a daily basis: Uber delivery drivers. I don't think they use 2%.
am I even going to go into delivery drivers on motorbikes?
We don't even have Uber delivery drivers around here. We don't even have Uber over here. We're that far in the countryside. We don't branch that far.
I had to rescue one on the way home.
Only like 2 years ago that we actually got Domino's delivered here.
I work in London, and I saw an Uber delivery guy walking to deliver his stuff the other day. Not even a bike, not a car. He was walking with an Uber bag. And I was just like, okay, fair dues.
It's smart.
I mean, when you look at subconscious in itself, subconscious actually controls a lot of our life, you know, and it controls a lot of things that we don't have an explanation for. When we talk about dreams in itself, the feeling of deja vu, that's a subconscious part of the brain working.
Yeah. There's many theories on deja vu, though. I think one of the main ones is the reason you get deja vu is because your brain has already analysed where you are. Where your conscious brain hasn't registered it, so you do it all over again.
Just catching up.
You think that,
yeah. There's also that theory that it's us accessing our Akashic records from our past life.
Or I think one of the best ones I like is you get deja vu when every single possible version of you in like a multiverse theory is all standing in the same place at the same time.
I'm sat at my desk at work.
Or it could just be a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah.
Life is a simulation.
The windows have suddenly disappeared and you're going to get shocked.
I'm not looking out the window now. So does that mean that the background outside my window has actually, is it there? Or has it not been rendered yet? It's mad. We
will do one on the Matrix theory. We're going to have to do it.
100%. I mean, as much as it seems completely nuts to people that there is a possibility that we live in a simulated life, when you look at the evidence for it, believe me when I say this, it makes sense.
The scary thing is, scientifically, there's a lot of scientists out there that believe that it's more possible that we live in a simulation than actually in reality. So it starts making you wonder, like, okay, everything in the universe runs by mathematics.
Yeah.
Or so do computer programs.
All life is binary. And the simulation theory is, it's like, I compare the simulation theory to people who, flat earthers, but they're more of extreme flat earthers, because flat earthers are fighting a losing battle. Simulation guys are fighting a battle that they're probably going to win.
Flat earthers
yeah, they got followers all around the globe.
Yeah, they don't quite work out things, do they? Bless them. The world's flat. I'm going to put spirit level on the floor. Yeah. Okay.
The best one is the guy that puts the spirit level on a plane, and because it's the bubble's slightly off, he believes that no, the bubble's like perfectly in the middle. He believes the Earth is flat. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Hayakara says we simulate enough through our perception without outside help. We do, and we can also get into that theory that our perception creates energy that then generates these things to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like the power of the power of willpower.
Yeah.
You know, there's a really crazy story about a guy that was suffering with cancer, and he went to a doctor's, and the doctor said that we've got this amazing treatment. It's going to make you better in 2 weeks, and they gave him this treatment. And funny enough, he got better in 2 weeks. And when he went back to the doctors, no tumours, nothing, it all gone, all disappeared. And it turns out they gave him a placebo. They gave him basically saline water, and it was his mind and what he'd done with his mind that made him get better. But once they told him they gave him a placebo, he died 2 weeks later of the same thing. So it's
you know, it's like, well, they've been saying that for years, haven't they? About ibuprofen. I can never pronounce it properly.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah,
is literally just sugar tablets.
Yeah, ibuprofen.
Actually, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I'll just get it wrapped in the face.
The round ones, not the long ones.
The ones that taste like sugar.
Yeah.
I would have been in my mouth for that long.
Cody says, if the Matrix theory is true, who originally implanted the knowledge existed to begin with? I looked into that because I was like, how do they know how humans are and how do we react? And there's some crazy theory that we were swapped over during a night sleep in 2008.
Yeah.
It was like a really bad year or something. So, but we will do a show on simulation theory because I think it's something that is definitely explorable and something that's definitely plausible. Definitely 100%. So that was a mad show.
That's quite a good show, actually.
Yeah. We went from naked ghosts to how Lou created nitroglycerin using a sparkler, on perception and willpower, onto simulation theory and the power of the mind, and we spoke about speaking to animals. It's been a really, really good show.
I do like these ones where they just run onto every subject going. And you guys make it fun because you always chip in.
Kate saying, do I wash the mirror with soap or holy water?
Just water.
Yeah, but if you use just water, it's going to smear. You've got to put a bit of vinegar in it. Stop it from smearing.
No, if you see smears, then you know it's been used. You know it's been tampered with.
Yeah, but that's also just down to bad washing, like with the window. You don't want smears and smudges.
I might be the only one sitting there going, if it smears, it's been used. Well, you know if it's been used, there'll be fingerprints all over it.
You'll be surprised. Yeah, just give it a clean.
The best
clean.
Yeah.
The best thing to do, Kate, is wait until Ben brings Barry John on from the Cillit Blang advert and he'll tell you exactly how to clean the mirror.
Barry, I'm so sorry if you watch these shows.
Which Barry are you apologising to?
Oh, yeah. Too many Barrys now, isn't there?
You know that the Cillit Bang guy, that's not actually his real name.
I know that's not his real name.
Okay.
I was disappointed when I found out it's not actually his real name.
Yeah.
He's not real. What?
He's got a different name in real life.
You just destroyed my childhood in one sentence.
That's like telling me Santa doesn't exist.
Yeah. Santa isn't real. What the hell?
Ben? What are you doing to him?
Oh, you lot are bang
No,
out.
sometimes it is. It's southerner.
Sit in the corner and rock now.
You're being.
I'll be going downstairs going, Mum, do you ever Cillit Bang man ain't real? What?
Cillit Bang, and he's gone.
Just a couple more comments just to finish off.
Alone, don't we?
Aya Carrara says, in a very real way, day to day, we create ourselves. Yeah. We talk about self-perception. We are who we believe we are.
Self-reflection.
Look up.
Self-reflection, Oh, I can't remember the name of the bloody word now.
Perception.
Yeah. I can't remember where I was going. I start going with somewhere, but failed miserably. Have you noticed Lou slowly pushed me out of the picture?
Yeah, in a loving, wifey way.
I've got all this room here. Look, I got so much room.
I know, it's like...
Oh, brilliant. Right, guys, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you all for listening in. Do not forget to check out the page. We'll be posting stuff up there. Don't forget to catch Ben and Lou on this week's Sunday show, where they'll be talking about spontaneous combustione. Yeah. And Lou will be demonstrating how you can spontaneously combust someone using a sparkler.
Yeah. Lou will demonstrate on how to blow the kitchen up.
Oh, honestly, guys, it's been a fantastic show. Really enjoyed tonight. I know Ben and Lou have enjoyed it as well. It's been absolutely great talking to you. Don't forget, we are live week from 7 till 8 p.m. on The Other Dimension. Now, I know Ben and Lou have got things that they want to promote. Something about where you're going tomorrow.
I haven't read that yet, can't we?
Are you allowed to?
I've been putting out over Facebook.
Oh, okay, yeah. We are filming at...
Good job, Ben's not driving.
What's the name? I can't remember the big manor is called. I know it's a big manor, but I can't remember what it's called.
Hickleton Hall.
That's the one.
Doncaster there.
Hickleton Hall. That is like the greatest name ever.
I got a brain like a sieve. It does have
Doncaster.
Yeah, it does have history when it comes to the cultology in the 1800s. And we will be filming up there with Claire and her group, which is
National Paranormal Investigators UK.
Yep. And we will also be joined by Russ and his group, which is Wednesbury Paranormal. See, I know Russ.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
And it will be airing on Amazon at some point in time.
Yeah, Ben and Lou are getting famous while Uncle Demon is sitting here playing his PlayStation.
What we basically have is, at the minute, we've got the manager or the agent.
Yeah.
The manager.
Yeah.
And the rent boy.
And the mascot.
I just get pimped out. These two just do what they do to carry on.
We do what we do. We do what we do. Don't forget, guys, if there's anything you want to ask us, any questions, any subjects you want us to talk about on the show, hit us up there on the Other Dimension page, facebook.com/POD Paranormal. Head over to there, stick it up there on the wall, and we will get to it. Massive thanks to Ben and Lou coming on tonight. Good luck with the investigation tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we are out of here. That's all we've got time for this week. So it's bye from me. It's bye from Ben and Lou.
Bye.
And always remember, guys, if there's no other explanation, there is always the